Every game says it's a masterpiece, but let's be real, most of them are lying.
Welcome to Good, Great, or Garbage, the series where I play games that you're talking about and some that you probably should have ignored. We're talking new releases, underrated gems, and just some overhyped disasters. And there can only be three outcomes: good, great, or garbage.
Please do keep in mind that these are all my personal opinions based on my experience with the game at the time of recording. I may not know everything about the game, so just bear with me.
Greetings, Chattanooskes, and welcome to another wonderful episode of Good, Great, or Garbage. And before this episode begins, I'd like to tell you that if we're new here, we're currently doing a 300-day upload marathon where I'm uploading a piece of content every single day for 300 days straight. We're currently on day 170 some at the time of recording this, and my content doesn't get a lot of exposure or love or pushed out like that. So if you do see this video and like it, please do check out some of my other content I made. I do work really hard on it, and I'd appreciate your time. The game of today is Peroxide, one of the most popular Bleach games to release on the platform, along with Typesoul. In my opinion, Peroxide had one of the best new experiences, and I low-key miss it. I made a few videos on the game when it first released, when it was popping, had players, and everybody was on it, and I played it for quite a long time after that. But like a lot of things, I just turned back and, just never returned to it. So today, we dive back into Peroxide in 2026 to see what really went wrong, and is the game savable? Peroxide currently has over 2,000 active players, and some other metrics that I kinda can't see right now because my Wi-Fi is down. And it's no new news to anyone that the game fell off, but why? What caused the downfall of Peroxide, and could it come back? Hopping into our first chapter of the current video, Peroxide's current experience and why players won't return. Now, I haven't played Peroxide in a little over 2 years, and coming back to this game felt the same. The exact same, actually. It's like you were reading a book, you put it down, you come back, and you picked it up. So having to pick it up on the exact same word that you stopped on. You instantly remember everything that came before that and why you put the book down in the first place. The game has not changed or improved at all since I last played, from what I see. There might have been balanced patches, buffs, nerfs, but nothing major. And that reason alone is why players don't return, because there isn't any new major content to indulge in. There's nothing new. There were a lot of you guys that popped into the stream with quite a few reasons why the devs don't update, and y'all know I'm never caught up with these kind of situations, nor do I care to be caught up with these situations, so I won't take my time to speak on a topic I know nothing about. What I will say is they are pulling a faux here with these lack of quality updates. Players was talking about they take months to even update a small balance patch that should have been pushed out in a week. So, with things like that, of course, there's no long-term longevity in a game like Peroxide, where it's already repetitive. Peroxide is a PvP game, so naturally the game's PvE isn't a prime selling point. But oh my goodness, Peroxide is definitely up there in terms of repetitive content. Once you hit max level, you either farm S-rank raids for mythic drops, or you do time gates and just box the same people that you see all the time, because the community and the player base is so goddamn small. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It isn't a good thing either, because most ROBLOX PvP games have their own small community that keeps the game alive. But the main reason why Peroxide has players right now is because the 2,000 active players are all PvP people. Like, I'm talking, they're in clans, they're doing goddamn raids, they publicly ganking people, they all the same people in ranked, it's all the same people in arena. It's just that small clique of the Peroxide community that just loves PvP. PvE players don't play this game. There's nothing to do, bro. Once you get everything, you just bored. And speaking of PvP, let's get into our next chapter, Peroxide's PvP. Now, Peroxide's PvP has always been its prime selling point. Peroxide has a combo-based PvP system with great movement, and this is still my favorite type of movement in PvP in any ROBLOX game, by far. Peroxide's PvP is really good, even in 2026, and even watching the PvP is actually really satisfying to watch. Like, I'm watching bro going from don't to boom. I'm not gonna lie, I had a boy that was in the stream with me, and he was playing and we was PvP, and I'm not gonna lie, them combos look smooth. low-key made me want to try rank, but then I remember how dead the game was, so I'm not gonna play that. Y'all already know Peroxide has a combo-based PvP system. I guess that's kind of why the game still has a few thousand active players, because the PvP is smooth, fluid, and enjoyable to actually fight in. That reason alone is why the game still has a few thousand active players. All, if not most, of the remaining Peroxide players, again, are part of the PvP community, either being clans or ranked players. The PvP in Peroxide is actually very enjoyable, especially once you get the hang of combat mechanics and learn you a combo or two, so I can see why players return to this game, especially when it has a small community that loves the PvP. It's just something about a small community that plays the game that kind of like, it gives it kind of a closed community feeling, but a bigger version. Like, you see the same people in ranked. You know, you probably dang near friends with the top 5, top 2, top 3. You probably know them personally, you know, fighting the same clans. You probably got that same one opposition clans, you know. It's just that feeling of a small community that just likes fighting. I really can't explain it outside of that, but that's kind of like the prime selling point of why Peroxide has players right now. But this is going to be a shorter rant because the main problem with Peroxide is honestly just the updates. Now again, the reason why this game is dead is because the devs kind of just don't care. I heard some of the devs got signed off in a type soul contract or whatever, to where they can't work on Peroxide or they can't work on other projects without working on this project. A lot of the devs in Peroxide, I don't even think they're working on Peroxide anymore. So the game kind of just, it's kind of in an abandoned state. If Peroxide wants to return and become like a flourishing game on the platform in 2026, first off, we need a revamp to this old and outdated UI, because oh my goodness, it looks ugly and terrible, and I just don't like it. That's just me. I just don't like it. The combat has always been good. PvE needs some additions, like something to do. We need something to do, not a new race, not a new spec, no, we need something to do, bro. We need something to do. The game modes were an amazing idea. Time gates, wonderful. A wonderful way to progress PvP-wise through the game. Maybe some more PvP additions that are unique or something like that. You know, some events that are like on time, things like that. Just, the game just needs some love overall, bro. And just a little bit of oil and mechanics. So to sum it up, Peroxide is still a pretty good game in 2026 because of its PvP mechanics, but I don't think it'll have a comeback because of the devs' lack of quality updates and reworks. Let me know what you guys think of Peroxide down in the comments below. And if there's any devs or CC managers that want me to review their game, DM me on Discord at atsuya__. And with that, I hope to catch you on the next episode of Good, Great, or Garbage.